Greetings and blessings, blessings and greetings. Blessed souls, don't just come in alive because we want to stay alive and thrive in Torah Chaim. The instructions of life, Torah Chesed, instructions of kindness, Torah Rachamim, instructions of mercies. This happens to be the 23rd day of the Hebrew month of Kislev, 5,771 years blazing and grazing into the creation, corresponding to November 30th, 2010. We happen to be less than 48 hours away from the blessed Festival of Lights. You know where your menorah is? That being said, blessed souls, I'd like to share with you a teaching that was made plucking out of teachings from the Lubavitch Rebbe, direct descendant of King David and Solomon. A fitting way to get everyone ready for the Festival of Lights is to lighten up and enlighten, and for us to assume our role as was prophesied. Although I am not prophesizing, I'm just plucking out some teachings from a direct descendant of King David, the Lubavitch Rebbe, who taught in various places the obligation of the Jewish people, the nation of Israel, to engage in deep and conscious, and pleasant, pleasurable dialogue with the nations of the world, called by Olam, the Bnei Noach, the children of Noah, with the 7 universal commandments that are incumbent upon all of us, and to assist them grow with these commandments, these mitzvot, and if they want to, if they can accept them. And hopefully I advise anyone who is of the blessed children of Noah, meaning all the inhabitants of the world, to accept these commandments, because they were commanded to them by the Most High, to Moses, the mighty Levite prophet, at Mount Sinai 3,322 plus years ago, as is understood and transmitted, has been part of our legacy of the nation Israel these past 3,322 years. However, because we've pursued for many years, whether it be in Europe or North Africa, any other place around the world where there has been the influence of those who are angered by the fact that we possess this knowledge, or jealous, or just plain outright anti-Semitic, we've been hesitant to share these teachings. But the past 30 plus years, the Rebbe encouraged the nation of Israel, the Jewish people, to share these teachings. These are known as the Sheva Mitzvot B'nai Noach. And not only that, the Rebbe mentioned that we should be spreading these teachings with all the details to help the Noahites educate themselves, all the inhabitants of the world. The Rebbe also encouraged that a wide range of Torah sources be made accessible to the nations, which we do see in the last 20 plus years, the translation from Hebrew into English of the Mishnah Torah by the mighty Rambam, Rabbi Moshe ben Maimon. And the Rebbe had advised that we teach them the Hilchot Malachim Milchamotehem, the laws of the kings of Israel and their wars, not just physical wars, but spiritual wars. Ultimately, the ultimate spiritual war to be won and led by the Mashiach Tzidkenu, our righteous Messiah, the Arya Shel Yehuda, the Lion of Judah, who shall roar out Torah Chadasha Me'ito Tetzeh, a new Torah, a new dimension of Torah. That's why it's called new. Not that we'll put away the old, what the nations or people who don't like us call the Old Testament, because there's nothing old about something which is eternal, which was what was eternal were the transmissions that were given by the Most High, going back to original man, Adam Rishon, and to the righteous Chanoch, and Matushalach, and Methuselah, and Noach Tzaddik, and to Noah, the righteous one, and also transmitted to him and his 3 sons, Ham, Sham, and Japheth, as all of them emerged blessed by none other by the Most High, which you can see in Genesis chapter 9, verse 1. The Rebbe also emphasized that other matters of Rambam should be taught. For instance, the idea that there is a primary being, a Motzei Rishon, that is the Most High, which you can see written beautifully in English. Also, you can go to Chabad, CHABAD.org, and there are daily classes of the teachings of Rambam transmitted into English for free, blessed souls. You don't have to pay for this stuff as long as you have an internet connection. Also, the Hilchot Deot, the laws of character traits, how to avoid anger, how to internalize, a behavioral response of kindness, even in the face of sometimes when one is made fun of, one is insulted, and instead of getting angered, which anger responding to anger is just more strange fire interacting with other strange fire. Rather, the more effective means can be blessed souls is to ask the person, what is causing them to be angry. What is B can ask A, why are you angry at me? And try to figure out what the problem is and try to work out peaceful solutions instead of, blow for blow, one person manifesting his hatred and his anger in manners to lessen the relationship and, unfortunately, in many cases, causing damage between themselves. And it gets even worse. Sometimes an innocent bystander is hurt in the process. These two raising their anger against each other. As well, concluding in this video, blessed souls, that there's also the idea that the Rebbe mentioned to instruct the nations of the world to learn about which many people are aware of, but something they can internalize even more so, which is written in Psalms 34, verse 15, Perek Lamed Daled, in Tehillim, Posek Tezvov, Sor Me'ra V'aseh Tov, turn from evil and do good. These are all matters that we all have to try to learn about, internalize on a daily basis, blessed souls. So here we are, we're less than 2 days away from Hanukkah, as I think I mentioned before, and if I didn't, I'll mention now for the first time. Less than 48 hours to the blessed festival of lights, where the weak conquered the strong, the few defeated the many, and those engaged in your Torah staved off, pushed back those who would try to educate others that it is only about human intellect. But if it's only about human intellect, blessed souls, we're in deep trouble. Because we see when people rely too much on human intellect, things become too limited. As much as they can become grandiose and very precise in those perceptions, only according to human intellect, things that ultimately lead to destruction. As we see that in the attempt to raise up one civilization over 65 years ago, it actually led to the chaos, and not just the slaughter of 6 million Jews, but 6 million other Noahides who were in the internment camps, the slaughter camps, the concentration camps, let's say it bluntly, and also, if I understand correctly, the 50 million of the nation perished. That was all according to human intellect. But divine intellect dictates, blessed souls, that there is a place for everyone, because divine intellect is rooted in something that each and every person has, which is the Tselem Elokim, the divine image. Danzos Yigumen, signing off with hopefully something for you to chew on, and hopefully something I'll chew on a little bit more thoughtfully today. But let's sign off, as we usually try to do, with a l'chaim. A little bit of coffee, l'chaim, bruch, blessed are you, creator of the universe, who creates everything by his speech. L'chaim. Have echad, one love, goel echad, one destiny l'kulana for all of us. B'darchanam l'achishom, in a peaceful and pleasant way, ba'ofen nitzchi, in an eternal way. B'berchas Hashem Yisbrek, with the blessings of the Most High, may be blessed.